שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
How good it is,
How good it
how
is,
sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day. Join me.
How good it is,
How good it
how
is,
sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
I'd like to invite Mark Lamb to come forward, our president, for a few words of welcome.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
As you said, I'm Mark Lamb, President of Temple Israel, and welcome to everybody here for our Friday night service. Wanted to remind you all that this Wednesday is Tisha B'Av, and we are joining the entire Miami community at Temple Judea at 7 p.m., so I hope to see you all there. And it's a somber evening, but it's important that we go. I want to see you for that. And we are looking for sponsors for our pre-neg or flowers. If you're interested in that, if you have an anniversary or a yurtzeit or a birthday or something special you want to celebrate, that please let us know. We'd be happy to do that for you. And also, of course, if you haven't filled out your membership and you're eager to do it, we're hoping you are, please do that as well. I want to wish everybody a wonderful and happy Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I want to introduce this beautiful young woman standing next to me. This is Jax Mizrahi. Jax has graduated high school. She's starting college very, very soon. She's also mentoring with me to be a cantorial soloist at this point, and her beautiful voice and everything about her, I hope you will see, just lights up the pulpit tonight. I also want to thank our wonderful Pat Seymour, couldn't do it without you on the piano, and Maria Ayerbe, our technical expertise. And then the flowers this evening are being sponsored by the one and only Brian Leslie. Thank you.
We are going to continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles and Kiddush. So if you'll turn in your prayer books to page 2, we welcome Shabbat and we welcome light and add light to our world as we light these 2 tapers, and hopefully those of you at home are lighting your candles as well. And we also hope that we can all shed light on the world along with our candle flames. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own days be among those who kindle light.
ויהולו השמיים הארץ וכל צבאם ויכול אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. Candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu shel Shabbat.
We continue with Kiddush, with the sanctification of Shabbat and the fruit of the vine, which you will find on page 5. We already had Vayichulu on page 4, and now we sanctify the wine and the juice.
If anyone would like to join us, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu. Zikaron le'maaseh bereishit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta Mikol Hamim V'Shabbat Kodshecha V'Ahava Uvratzon Hinachatanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Mekadesh HaShabbat Mekadesh HaShabbat Mikadesh HaShabbat, Mikadesh HaShabbat, Mikadesh HaShabbat, Mikadesh HaShabbat, Mikadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
We take a few moments to greet one another, wish one another with Shabbat blessings, Shabbat shalom, those who are around you near your seats, and have that moment together. And for those of you on Zoom also, to wish one another Shabbat shalom. We welcome one another, we welcome Shabbat, and as Kabbalat Shabbat, the beginning of the service is about welcoming Shabbat and celebrating. We turn to page 11 for Dodi Lee, and you will find that text at the top of the page from the Song of Songs, Dodi Lee.
From there, we will continue into Shalom Aleichem. Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh v'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh v'shoshanim. מזאת עולה מן המדבר, מזאת עולה מקוטרת מור ולבונה, מור ולבונה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. ליבבתיני אחותי חלה, ליבבתיני חלה, ליבבתיני אחותי חלה, ליבבתיני חלה. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. דודי לי ואני לא הרואה בשושנים. Uri tafon uboi teman. Uri tafon uboi teman. Dodi li אני לא הרואה השושנים תודי לי מה אני לא הרואה השושנים. Shalom Aleichem.
Page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitichem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
May we be blessed with God's most precious gift, with shlemut, inner peace in our hearts, in our homes, and in our world. May the light of our souls illuminate the path towards peace, harmony, and healing for all. And may we find new ways to build a more inclusive and caring community. May we have the opportunity to be a blessing to others and to appreciate the many ways in which we have been blessed. I invite you to please rise, if you are able, for the Baruch Hu, for the call to worship on page 28.
La la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La la la, ya la la la, la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. La la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La la la, ya la la la, la 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 la.
We continue reading together on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, hama'avir arabim.
Amen. We continue with Ahavat Olam on page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו ויורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה יומם ולילה. יבטח תשיא ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We continue with the Shema together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue with the chanting of the V'ahavta beginning on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue responsively in the middle of page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Who is like you?
Don't push.
Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. כמוך, נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא. Everyone. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
We move into the evening with the Hashkivenu prayer on page 42. And of course, once again, pray for peace for all in our prayers for the evening.
Standing among us, let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Shalom. V'ha'amidenu, shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
In celebration of Shabbat, we continue with the singing of Vishamru on page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
We continue with the tefillah. I invite you to rise if you are able And we'll begin on page 47. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, U'Mevi Ge'ula Libnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rab Le'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meili, Umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. We continue on page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Together, may all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. We take a moment now to think about the things for which we feel blessed, appreciative, and for which we feel gratitude. And as we take that moment at this point in our service, I hope you consider taking time each day. The tradition is to have, say, 100 blessings during the day, to look and to appreciate the things around us that sometimes escape our attention, and to embrace them and take them into the mix with everything else in our lives. So I give you a few moments to share moments of gratitude with one another, and then we will come back together.
I'm grateful for you.
And it's so nice to have you with us as well.
Thank you.
You'll find the Modim prayer, Modim Anachnu Lach, on page 58 in our prayer books.
Modim anachnu lach, you are our God, rock of our life. Modim anachnu lach, you are our God, shield of salvation, forever and ever.
praises, we sing your praises.
Modim anachnu lach.
Compassionate one, merciful Lord,
Forever and
forever. Modim anachnu lach. Forever. Morning, noon, and night.
Modim anachnu lach.
Our souls are
in your hands.
Our souls are in your keeping. Your miracles surround us.
Day by day.
Surround us day by day.
Our lives are in your
Modim anachnu
Our
lach.
souls are in your keeping. Your
Never-ending love.
has always
Never-ending love.
has been our hope.
Modim anachnu lach.
We will never stop praising your name.
Modim anachnu lach.
We will never stop praising your name.
Praising your name, your Modim anachnu lach.
From gratitude, we turn to prayers for peace, and we read together on page 61 in the English. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Amen.
Please join us in Shalom Rav, this most favorite one by Jeff Klepper. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We pray silently the prayers in our own thoughts, in our own minds, in our own hearts, or you can use one of the prayers on pages 62 and 63 in our prayer books.
Adonai turi vego ali. Adonai turi vego ali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock, and my redeemer. Adonai turi vego ali. Adonai turi vego ali.
Devarim, this week's Torah portion, always falls on the Shabbat just preceding Tisha B'Av. I want to suggest a connection between the Torah portion and Tisha B'Av, which I learned from Rabbi James R. Michaels in material he submitted to the site .com just a few years ago. We read the book of Lamentations on Tisha B'Av, which is called Echa in Hebrew. And verse 12 of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, begins with the word Echa. Verse 1, chapter 12 says, "How can I bear unaided the trouble you cause, the burden and the bickering?" This seems to be a rhetorical question, one with no answer. It is more of a moan or a cry of despair. The word Echa occurs only 18 times in the entire Tanakh, in the entire Bible, and it conveys this rhetorical complaint every time. But the same Hebrew letters, vocalized differently, appear in the book of Genesis when God calls out to Adam and Eve after they've eaten the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and he says, "Ayeka, where are you?" The traditional explanation for this question is not that God is asking the location of those first humans. Rather, God is asking them, "Where are you morally? Have you grown? Have you learned anything?" Our sages have traditionally looked at the rhetorical question, Echa, and read it with the very real question, Ayeka. On Tisha B'Av, we mourn for the tragedies of our people. We allow ourselves the luxury of anguish at the calamities that dot our people's history. But we also must ask ourselves at this time, where are we? What have we learned from that history? To ask the first question and not attempt to answer the second would sell us short, and what we need to take from this day of commemoration is all of it. Each summer, Shabbat Devarim and Tisha B'Av occur close to the anniversary of the dropping of the first atomic bomb at Hiroshima. Each year there is a discussion about whether it was right to drop the bomb when and where we did. Armies are concerned with winning, protecting the lives of their soldiers. Publications have shown there was little discussion involved in making the decision or in asking that the implications of such a horrifying new weapon, what they would be. And the film Oppenheimer, which opens this weekend in theaters, deals with this. Well, we can't change what was done in past history. We have the obligation to ask, Ayeka, where are we? Where are we today? We can strive to hold our leaders accountable and hope that they will be prudent in the present about decisions with catastrophic consequences. And when some of our leaders have not risen to this standard, we have spoken out. We have protested and we have advocated for change, for a higher standard. Tisha B'Av is about the sadness and the mourning for calamities in the past. We are living in tumultuous times with extremes in climate, violence, clashes between different worldviews and how we should treat people, govern and resolve conflicts, threats to basic human rights, freedoms, and responsibilities. We need to continue asking ourselves, where are we? Michael Brooks, who was the director at the University of Michigan Hillel for decades, shares this wisdom. Whenever I have a crisis, I ask myself 3 questions. Number 1, what's the problem? 2, whose problem is it? And 3, what opportunities does the problem present? Josh Feigelson suggests that these questions can form a mindfulness practice for all of us. First, pause. Create some space. Our minds have likely already spun a narrative without even knowing it. So bring some mindful attention to it and ask some fundamental questions about the narrative. Is this really a problem? Is it really your problem? Or what aspect of it is actually your problem? And what aspects might really be best or even only addressable by others? And after all that, is this really a catastrophe? There may, and in fact probably are, opportunities within what appears to be a problem, opportunities for improving things and for making changes. If we can pause and shift our questions, we give ourselves the space to change the nature of the problem itself and our relationship with it. We can ask these same questions on a personal level as well. So often the major decisions we make are not made in dramatic circumstances, but rather on the spur of the moment. Whom can we help today? Are we influenced by that person's race or ethnicity? Do we allow superficial distinctions to deter us from seeing the common humanity of all people? Perhaps most important, once we've started moving in one direction, do we ever stop to evaluate where we're going and whether we need to make a mid-course correction? Those are the questions that we should ask ourselves on this Shabbat Devarim as we read the first chapters of the book of Deuteronomy. This Shabbat, let us ask ourselves, Ayeka, where are we? And if we can answer that we have indeed learned to question the little decisions that can lead to big calamities, then perhaps we will begin to sense a new dimension of God's guidance and light. I'd like to conclude my remarks with our sharing together in the responsive reading, which you have in a packet in your prayer books, and I believe is also the link is in Zoom so that you can also get to this prayer. It's written by Rabbi Yael Levy, and she is a Reconstructionist rabbi in the Philadelphia area. A prayer for Tisha B'Av, adapted from Sim Shalom, closing prayer in the Amidah, the other prayer for peace from the morning service. I'll read the straight print, you'll read the bold. Place upon all beings peace, goodness, blessing, grace, loving kindness, compassion.
Bring us to our knees in the face of brokenness. Let us feel the pain, the suffering of each other. Let us know it as our own.
Bless us. Help us rise again and again into the light of possibility, into the light of sacred presence.
Open us to the ways of love, generosity, and justice, to the ways of life, compassion, kindness, and peace.
In the face of all that is, call us present to stand together as one.
Help us mend the brokenness placed in our hands.
Olam chesed yibaneh. We will rebuild this world with love.
Yadadai, dai, 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 dai. Ooh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. You must build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai, then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Ooh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Ooh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai.
At this time in our service, we continue with a prayer for healing for all of those in need of our prayers for healing. We think in our hearts for many people, and I invite you to share aloud the names of those you would like to add to our prayers as a group this evening, and those on Zoom can also write in the chat, and then we will read those as well. Okay. We take all of their names along with others in our hearts as we continue with the Misha Berach prayer.
Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak V'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech V'Yirapeh Et HaCholim Elnam Rifana Elnam Rifana Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Hu Yivarech, V'Yirapeh Et HaCholim, Hu Yivarech, V'Yirapeh Et HaCholim.
Our service continues with Aleinu on page 282, and we use the text in the middle of the page. Please rise as we open the ark.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated as we close the ark. We continue on page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Together,
Rise up
like the Son, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. At this time, we read the names of the following people whose yahrzeits occur at this time. And when I read the name of your loved one, please rise. William Allen Vermont, Elliot D. Blumenthal, Norman Brown, Daniel Cromer, Louis Deitch, Elsie Dreyfus, Abraham Farber, Morton R. Fellman, Jose Gartenbaum, Max Goldstein, Richard Helfman, Stanley H. Camero, Jean Kislak, Charles M. Korach, Lottie Lavin, Joseph C. Lerner, Lawrence Scher Levinson, Esther Levinson, Michael A. Lipsky, Martha Meyer, Siegfried Myers, Charles Michaels, Benjamin H. Myers, Victoria Bicko Richard, Stanley Richardson, Ashley Lauren Schillinger, Paul Seidelman, Miriam Shapsis, Ellery Stone, Nancy Tolmack, Sadie Walensky, Jenny Zines. And if there are any names that I did not pronounce correctly, my apologies, and please let me know so I can improve on pronunciation in the future. I invite you all to rise as we recite the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294 together. Yit kadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam u'almei almaya, yit parach v'ish tabach v'yit pa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, Tamiran bi'alma v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Before we conclude with Motzi, which we will all come together, I want to say a couple words. First of all, tomorrow morning we will be at Beth David for Shabbat morning services, which start at 9:30 and go until 11:30. We will start Torah study between 11:45 and 12 and go till about 1 o'clock. So we meet in the library after this short kiddush. You are welcome to come for the whole morning or just come for part of it. And the other thing I wanted to announce is we're doing things a little differently with Motzi. So we are following two different kinds of traditions all at once. It seemed that in the world in which we live, and we have lived for a number of years, that the idea of pulling challah for everyone pulling from the same challah was something that we probably should reconsider. So we have a challah that is sliced and sliced again, so you can take a slice of challah and pass it around and share it. But in having a traditional component at the same time, we have two small challah rolls, because the tradition is to have two chalot, because there are two different mitzvot in Exodus and in Deuteronomy. The commandments are twice, and in one it says shamor, and the other it says zachor, to observe the Sabbath and to remember the Sabbath, to keep it holy. So we have the two small rolls for that, and then we have the larger challah cut up so that everybody can have some and enjoy it together. So I invite you all to come and join us in this center for Motzi and then for Oseh Shalom. Just so you see, we have both here, but we can all join together as you have been every week. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz. So while you're getting your challah, let's come close. And if you don't want to hold hands, you can wrap yourself around each person, right? And then you can stick the challah in your mouth. And we've covered everything. Here we go. Oh, it says shalom. B'imrovav. Oh, Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Alleluia. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one that brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one that brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one that brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one that brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, says Shalom. Bimramav. Oh, say Shalom. Bimramav. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Alleluia. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Thank you. I think everybody was okay with it. Right? So I got the two little ones. They have kosher stuff at Target. So I got it at Target. There's 6 of them in the package. So they're frozen. We got 2 more packages